So I'm constantly asked about Maico distributors in the United States, or how do I buy Maicos locally, or why doesn't Maico have a local importer, and other questions like why are the plastics the same as a 1999 YZ250? Well, today I have those answers and more. There used to be Maico importers even in the 1990s. This was Ronnie Smith of Maico USA. There were small shops here and there that would sell these bikes in the United States in very small quantities. In fact, my 1997 Maico 500 I bought from one such dealer in Erie, as it was a leftover stock. My 2004 Maico 500 I bought off someone who bought new from a dealership in Newport, Oregon in 2004. ATK was also importing the 500, the 620, and 700 and selling them in the United States until the mid-2000s as well. One of my 2004 Maico 500s that I turned into the 660 actually was an ATK import. My Maico 620 is also an ATK import. So what happened? Why isn't there an importer anymore? Well, first, the last developer of Maico that was making changes to the bike went bankrupt, and they sold all the tooling to Kostler in Germany, who was a KTM distributor and was a KTM Maico shop. Kostler has all the tooling to build new bikes, and he even has the tooling to build new engines from years ago, and he's willing to do that if you actually want to buy one. So if you wanted a 96 engine, he can still mold one new. He also has all the new old stock parts. What he never was, though, was a manufacturer with a research and development and engineering staff. He doesn't have engineers on staff who are developing or designing the engine. He is only remaking the Maico engines from the molds and toolings that he has. This is also why you can get these handmade Maicos, which only a few are produced each year with high quality parts on them for the equivalent price of a bike from any other manufacturer. This is because there's no R&D to pay. If he were to scale this up and do R&D, the price would have to increase as well, since they are specialty bikes. But given that you are only paying for the materials and building the bike, which is already proven for 18 years, there's less overhead. And so the cost of producing them is less, and that is reflected in the price. But to have manufacturing, research, and design and engineering going into these bikes, a hand-built bike like this would go for a much higher price tag. This includes new plastics. It is extremely expensive to have plastic molds made, something in the range of over $30,000 to create these molds. So small manufacturers that keep costs down will find existing molds and just use them with their select colors. This is also why even the mass-produced bikes will not change their plastics every year, because it is extremely expensive. If you're only making 50 bikes a year, you're looking at over $1,000 markup for each bike just for plastics. Now, as far as an importer in the US, they don't make that many bikes anymore. The last importer was Ronnie Smith of USA Maico. In 2004 or 2005, he basically retired and sold the Maico trademark and all of his stock to Eric Cook. However, Eric Cook, who runs Maico only, didn't seem to be that interested in keeping importing the newer Maicos, as he already had a successful manufacturing business on the older Maicos. He even let the Maico trademark expire. As for Kostler, he is a huge KTM shop and dealer. He's not worried about getting any distributors or anything like that. For your part, you can actually import them yourself from Germany at less of a markup than a distributor would do. For example, when ATK was importing the Maico 700, they went at $15,000 for it, and this was years back. When I imported mine, including import fees and shipping costs, the price was the same as buying a new Beta from a dealer. So you lose the markup. It also became harder to import two-strokes after 2005 due to EPA regulations. You can import them as a personal item, not for resale, or as a competition racing machine if you have the right paperwork. So all in all, that is basically why you will not ever see a Maico importer, and why at current we will still be getting the last Maico reproduced year after year. Crosser can manufacture new parts even for some of the older Maicos. Also, a lot of parts are the same from 85 and up. So we do have a lot of parts that are still available, even brand new for Maicos. Some parts are standard and using KTM, like Brembo brakes. You can pretty much buy your brake pads anywhere. So, hopefully this clears up some questions on why there's no US Maico importer and why there probably never will be one.